What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and today we have not one, not two, but three Brave Birds right here on this team. This team is extremely spicy, and it's submitted to the channel by a member of the community, Gargakarsh, who is fighting in the Open Ultra League. So buckle up, there's going to be a lot of booms, and I had a sneak peek at some of these battles, and it's entertaining. It's very entertaining. Let's get into it. All right, getting into the first battle, we have Talonflame on the lead versus Giratina Altered. So not the best of leads, but there is enough Brave Birds on this team to eventually take it down. Now, we do see a swap out into Pidgeot, so they're going to go ahead and swap out now into Cobalion. What's nice about Cobalion is the moveset and typing, right? It's steel fighting, so it only takes neutral from flying type moves, but it also has access to Stone Edge. Now, they decide to no shield the Feather Dance, so that's a good call on the Cobalion, calling the bluff right there. And now we're probably going to see the Stone Edge come through, and because of the Feather Dance debuff, it's not going to be doing as much damage. Now, this is the opportunity for Pidgeot to go for the Brave Bird. Tell you what, this team is built to get yourself shield advantage or one shot, and in this case, they do get shield advantage, so not able to get to the second Feather Dance, as Cobalion is most likely going to be getting the Sacred Sword. Yeah, Sacred Sword will be taking down the Pidgeot. Now, Talonflame is going to come in and look to go for the Flame Charge right away, but instead they over-tapped right there, unfortunately, and now they're forced to shield the Stone Edge. That would have definitely basically one-shot right there. And we will see the Flame Charge now come through. This does do super effective damage and boosts, and we're looking at a 1-to-1 shield situation right here, with a Giratina Altered, I should say, coming in. Now, do they shield the Ancient Power? No, they're going to let it go through. Barely able to hang on right there. And now they go for the Flame Charge, but they're going to be forced to finally shield using their second shield now. Oh man, this is going to be very close. They go for a Flame Charge here, looking to get a shield bait from the opponent. And if they do, which they do, they can now potentially get to this Brave Bird in time. And this is a double boosted Talonflame right here. We're sending it. Boom! One shots, and we see a swap out right away into the Staraptor. Actually, no, they went down. And it's going to be Staraptor versus Escavalier. And that is going to be a good game because all shields are down. Why are they loading up so much? Maybe it's because of how much damage it actually does. But I figured they would just go straight for the Brave Bird here because it's going to do so much neutral damage. Boom! One shots it right there. All right. Good game. Imagine only having 2 shields and facing off against 3 Pokemon with Brave Bird. There's not enough shields to go around. Now we do see a swap out into Runerigus here, which they do have a great answer for. They can safely no-shield it. I think this is just a Sand Tomb. But they have Pidgeot, which completely walls the Runerigus because of the moveset Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Sand Tomb. So this is a very good situation for them where they can set themselves up with a lot of energy for that when that Cobalion comes back in. They can look to apply a lot of pressure with both Brave Bird and Feather Dance. So here we go. Lots of Sand Tombs. They're just going to keep nerfing the Pidgeot into the ground with these Sand Tomb debuffs as it does lower the defenses right here. But unfortunately, it's doing no damage, which even though they are dropping the defense, Cobalion will still have to land the charge move. And Pidgeot can safely... Oh, here we go. They swapped back in, and now they are safe to go for nothing but Brave Birds right here to get themselves shield advantage. And the first one does get shielded. Can they get to the second one in time? Yes, they can. Back-to-back Brave Birds. The team does not have enough shields for it, and it lands. Not as much damage as I thought, but we will see Talonflame come into this matchup, and now Talonflame is going to be forced to double shield right here, as Stone Edge will one-shot, and they do get the Flame Charge off in time, so it's a matter of if they can get shield number 2. No, the Cobalion goes down. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be a Gyarados, and they're going to go ahead and go for the Flame Charge now. Again, just like the Giratina Altered, we are seeing a shield bait opportunity here, and they get it, which means the Brave Bird now is going to be coming through, but will we see a swap out to try to catch the charge move? No, they're going to let the Aqua Tail go through. I guess it's all right. They got 2 more Brave Birds in the back with shield advantage, and Gyarados now is going to be throwing the final charge move, but they decide to shield on the Pidgeot as the Aqua Tail will not land. And they do get the Brave Bird, and we see a swap into Runerigus, so they're going to go ahead and undercharge this so that their Staraptor, the Staraptor can come in. And Staraptor, I just noticed Staraptor is not Shadow. I'm sure you guys have probably already said that in the comments, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that on the fly. Staraptor is not Shadow, so we're going to see the Brave Bird land right here, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. I love this strategy. I absolutely love it. Open Ultra League doesn't have the hardest counters to flying-type Pokemon. It just doesn't. So having 3 Brave Birds right here is a beautiful thing to see. Now we have a Registeel here on the lead, so the Talonflame is actually a pretty good matchup, all things considering. And we will see them go for the Flame Charge, and we see a swap out now into Cresselia. So they're probably going to come in with the Pidgeot to answer that after they load up on energy to get to one more Flame Charge. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and just keep loading up. I guess, yeah, they might as well just stay in with Talonflame for a bit. Dump the energy from Cresselia because it is... Oh, no, it was a Future Sight, but now they're going to be going into the Pidgeot right here. And hopefully they can get to that Feather Dance in time. Now, Moon, unless it's Future Sight Grass Knot, but I imagine it's going to be Moonblast right here. Oh no, it's just going to be straight Future Sights. It still does a lot of damage, and they can safely go for Brave Bird. Psycho Cut is a fast move, is not going to do enough damage to take out the Pidgeot from farming down, so they will be able to land it right there and now farm down with Wing Attack. But no, the Cresselia gets to the charge move in time, and they're going to go ahead and let it go. It's just a Grass Knot, but it does take them out. Now, you may be wondering, well, why did they just let that go? Don't they need Talonflame against Registeel? Well, remember, Staraptor still has close combat. And I believe we just saw a Togekiss come in. So the Flame Charge now is going to be doing a lot of neutral damage. They're going to look to go for the Brave Bird right here to get the final shield from Togekiss. And then we are going to see a swap out now into the Staraptor. They do get 2 shields, so a Staraptor with close combat and Brave Bird versus a Togekiss and a Registeel. And they get to the Brave Bird in time. Togekiss is most likely going to be going down right here. Far too much neutral damage, and it's just a Registeel left in the back. Staraptor has 2 shields and close combat. This is looking to be a good game. Very well played. Oh man, this is fun. This is fun to watch. Just think about it. 2 shields that you can only have access to, and there is 3 moves on here that will one-shot most of the meta. And even if it doesn't one-shot it, there's coverage moves that we have with Flame Charge and Close Combat to help handle the steals that would otherwise be resisting. So that is going to be a good game, very well played, as they are now able to get to the final Close Combat to take out the Registeel. And what a fun battle right there. All right, moving into the next one. We have Talonflame on the lead versus Alolan Ninetales. So we'll have to see if this is Charm or Powder Snow. It's looking to be the Powder Snow variant, which is definitely a lot tougher for this team to handle. And we do see a swap out into Swampert. So did they? No, they clicked on the Flame Charge, unfortunately. But maybe they get a shield right here? Yes, they do get a shield, so now they're going to have to swap out. No, they don't get the swap out in time. The Incinerate fast move animation takes so long that, unfortunately, they're getting caught out. But thankfully, Pidgeot can now come in and look to go for a Brave Bird to try to get that final shield from the opponent. Now, it's going to be a matter of if they're going to try to shield bait with Feather Dance. But I imagine it's just going to be straight Brave Bird here. Yeah. Oh no, the Swampert gets the second Hydro Cannon in time, which is now going to be forcing the final shield from Pidgeot. And here comes the Brave Bird. Are they going to shield? I mean, granted, I would probably see a no shield here and Alolan Ninetales come in and farm down. Yeah, down goes the Swampert. In comes Alolan Ninetales, and is going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball right away. This is going to be doing super effective damage and taking out that Pidgeot. Talonflame now coming in. No shields available, and they are vulnerable now to the charge moves of Alolan Ninetales because Weather Ball, even though it is neutral damage, it still adds up. Now, they desperately need to land these Flame Charges. Hopefully, they can get off one more in time, but it's going to be incredibly close as they do get the second shield. No! In comes the Weather Ball. Is it going to be enough damage, though? We might see a fast swap out on both sides. No, the Talonflame does go down. In comes Staraptor, and it's a Trevenant in the back. This is looking to be a good game because Trevenant is going to be doing, unless it has Foul Play. Let's see. No, it's going to be Shadow Ball. Doesn't do too much damage. They can easily overload on energy, maybe even full farm down, but instead they're going for close combat. I think what they want to do is farm down. Yeah, they want to farm down right here, but no, the Trevenant gets the charge move in time, which means this might actually take out the Staraptor. Oh, it hangs on. They have the Brave Bird ready to go. But it doesn't register. Alolan Ninetales takes it. Oh, what an unfortunate sequence of events right there. All right, finally, Ampharos. Ampharos beats this whole team. Okay, let's see how they decide to handle it. Obviously, they have to stay in with Talonflame right here because this is going to be their best bet with the Incinerate damage. And they will be shielding the charge move. And it is just going to be a brutal swing right there. So let's see if they can get the flame charge off. No, we see a swap out into Giratina. And this is something I'm noticing with this battler. Unfortunately, the timings of their charge moves keeps getting caught just because of how long the animation is. Now, we do see a Staraptor come into this matchup. I'm surprised Pidgeot didn't come in. All things considering with the Feather Dance debuff, but we're going to see a Staraptor now be forced to go straight for Brave Birds right here, and they're probably going to build up to the back-to-back potential. That way, the Dragon Claws here don't do as much damage. Bit of lag, so they're going to go ahead and go for Brave Bird now, and hopefully they can get to a second one in time, getting themselves shield advantage. No, it just lands. Boom. Down goes the Giratina Altered. Now, let's see what decides to come in. 2 shields left on the opponent. It is going to be the Ampharos, so they're going to go ahead and go for close combat here, forcing the first shield of this game. Yeah, they do get it. And we're likely going to see the Talonflame come in, and once again, overcharging right there. They got, I'm not sure if it's with how they're tapping, but they gotta just click. Don't spam it because then it might register the fast move. You just got to click it once, register that flame charge because now this is going to be very close. They're going to get farmed down, unfortunately, and Ampharos now having access to what is likely going to be a Zap Cannon here. Is it going to be a Zap Cannon? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. Boom! One shot to the Pidgeot right there. Ampharos, full sweep. Good game. All right, moving into the next one. We have Talonflame on the lead versus Virizion. So this is a very good matchup when we see a swap out into Tapu Fini. So we're going to go ahead and see the Staraptor come in. Again, Staraptor, it is known that it only has close combat and Brave Bird as its charge moves that people run. Which means, oh, and it gets one shot. Boom, what is happening right here? Okay, Pidgeot coming in. Pidgeot, at least in these situations, has the ability to apply shield pressure with Feather Dance and apply those debuffs as well to make it a lot more tanky. So this is still going to be a very close game. Just because the Staraptor went down right there doesn't mean it's game over. They have 2 more Flyers. They have 2 more Brave Birds. So let's see. They do get a shield right there, so hopefully they get to a second one in time, and they do. So now this is going to force that final shield from Tapu Fini unless they decide to let it go. They do decide to let it go. They're going to go ahead and swap out right away into the Talonflame, and we will see them go for the Flame Charge, but I believe the opponent just swapped out right there. I couldn't tell. Maybe, nope, they decided to stay in, and the Flame Charge does land for super effective damage. Now, they are, again, forced to shield Stone Edge. You got to watch out for it from Virizion, but it's just a Leaf Blade shield bait, and we will see them, double shield. I think it's just Sacred Sword. Oh, are you about to get Stone Edge? No, it's just going to be Sacred Sword and Leaf Blade. And the final Pokemon is a Venusaur. So unfortunately for the opponent, Talonflame is going to be sweeping this team. It's just way too much damage with Flame Charge and Incinerate for them to handle yet. And they decide to let it go through. And that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving in the next one, we have a Drapion here on the lead. So let's see how they decide to play it. They got to watch out for Aqua Tails, and we may see a swap out into Pidgeot at some point to look to try to catch the second charge move. First one is actually going to be a Sludge Bomb, so they do swap out now into Pidgeot. Again, a good situation where Pidgeot's a bit more tanky. It can apply the Feather Dance debuff here. And we will see Drapion go for a crunch now, looking to get that debuff, but they don't get it. So Pidgeot now in a very good situation. Maybe the opponent is extremely weak to flying-type Pokemon as they have not swapped out. So Drapion might be their best answer, and they're going to go ahead and go straight for the Brave Bird, and it lands! Boom! Down goes the Drapion, and in comes a Scrafty! They are extremely weak to flying-type Pokemon, and this is what you want to see if you're running a triple Brave Bird team, as Feather Dance is now going to be shielded and applies the debuff. So, will they got to come in with Talonflame, I'm guessing. It has a lot of energy right here, and they do sneak through and Incinerate as well. They're going to go ahead and no shield, but it was the foul play. Doesn't do too much damage. They're going to go ahead and go for Flame Charge now, and they got to be very careful about the opponent swapping out as well after this charge move. They let it go through. What could that final Pokemon be if they're no shielding the Scrafty? This is going to be dangerous. Uh-oh. They're going to go ahead and go for another Flame Charge. They get the final shield, so now we will probably see the Staraptor look to sweep, as they will let this go through. It was a power-up punch. They're going to swap out right away into Staraptor, get ahead on energy, and in comes a Trevenant. The team was very weak to flying-type Pokemon, and Staraptor now is not only going to be booming the Trevenant, boom, but it's going to be taking out the Scrafty as well, with 2 shields still left up, so that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving to the next one, we got Talonflame versus Scrafty here on the lead. Very positive for this whole team. So let's see how they decide to play it out. Again, because Scrafty only has the damage move of Foul Play when it comes to neutral damage in these situations, the Talonflame doesn't need to worry about shielding right away. What they got to be more concerned about is shielding after they do the Brave Bird, because now the Foul Play encounters are going to do a lot more damage. So here comes that first Brave Bird. And it does get shielded. We see a swap out right away into Pidgeot. And Scrafty is just staring down not 1 but 2 flyers now. And deciding to stay in. What a play by the Scrafty, knowing that, you know what, Pidgeot, welcome in. I'm a fighting type Pokemon, but I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you right here. As they are now forcing of the first shield from Pidgeot, as the foul play would have done quite a bit of neutral damage. Now they're going to go ahead and go for the Feather Dance. It is super effective, and it will hopefully get a shield from the opponent. Nope, they decided to let it go, so now they're going to get farmed down by Pidgeot, and they should be able to get to a Brave Bird in time. And it is going to be a Talonflame that comes through, so they're going to go ahead and go for Feather Dance here, which is very interesting because if they survive that Incinerate, they will be able to get to a Brave Bird, and they do! No, they go down! Unfortunately, not able to survive. They're going to come in with their own Talonflame and go for the Brave Bird. It is a CMP tie, so will they shield this right here? They're going to let it go, and it was a good call. It was just a Flame Charge, and the Brave Bird now should be one-shotting. It just does so much neutral damage. Oh, barely able to hang on, but the Talonflame actually goes for the back-to-back, so they can let this go through and close out this game with their Staraptor and a shield, as the final Pokemon is going to be a Shadow Politoed, and it will not like the Brave Bird. They have to watch out for the Blizzard, though, from the Politoed, but I don't think it's going to be able to survive long enough in order to throw that charge move, because, boom! It goes down to the Brave Bird, and down goes the Talonflame to Wing Attack. And that is going to be a good game, very well played. I believe that was the final one. What a fun set of battles. Who would have thought? 3 flying-type Pokemon, Talonflame, Staraptor, and Pidgeot. 3 Brave Birds, so many booms, so much spice, and a really fun couple set of battles right there. So shout out to Gargakarsh for sharing. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but thank you for sharing these with us. That was so much fun to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.